Dun, da, da, da. It is time for relationship read.
What?
So,
all right.
I have some questions for you, my darling.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, while watching the first season of Game of Thrones, I don't know if you're into that.
No, not really.
Not really.
No, but tell me about it.
I was watching it and something kind of like stuck out to me, so I kind of wanted to bring it into our show and kind of get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
And it's about the medieval world that they used to live in. So like every woman at that time had such great value, right? From the whores to the princesses to the queens, like none of them sold themselves short of what they were worth.
Okay.
So they had like a violent world where powerful men went to battle.
Okay.
But not once do we see a woman throw herself at a man because of his status, right? Like they always were protecting the woman. They never would throw themselves at the man just because they were powerful warriors.
Okay.
Now,
here comes it.
During those times, if you want easy pussy, you pay for it, right? And if you want the prettiest girl in the land, you make her your wife before you even get to taste it.
Oh, back it up.
So here we go. It's real life. The medieval times will teach you a lot. So my question is, isn't it ironic that in much more of a civilized world that we live in, that the value of women has, you can say, degenerated, and the value of so-called hoes has risen?
Oh, like the phrase, these hoes is winning?
Right.
Okay.
So I had ran across Twitter, and it was something about a $200 date. And it was like super hilarious how so many dudes went off with the broke nigga anthem, right? Like, if I pay that much, I better be having sex with this female. A $200 date. If I pay $200 on a date with this female, I better have sex with her by the end of the night, right?
You're going to get a hug.
So, to me, you know, it went viral. Like, a lot of women were responding, and it was, like, outraged. Like, oh, you're basically calling us prostitutes and hoes. Like, you cannot say that you can't take us out on a date without having sex with us just because you're spending some type of money on us, right? Women are looking at it as men need to put in work. But the outrage not only speaks to the lack of value modern day men place on females, but the lack of value women have allowed men to place on them.
Yes.
So my question is, what happened and what roles I want to talk about the roles that both our men and women of our generation play in the lack of value on modern day women.
I think the blame has to be placed on both men and women.
Okay.
Men are only going to treat a woman the way she allows herself to be treated.
Right.
Number one, if you tell a guy, look, I have standards, you know, whatever, you're not going to do this, then that's what they're going to abide by.
Right.
As far as the $200 date thing, it was so crazy actually bringing this up because on Facebook, these three chicks from, I think, Brooklyn or from Chicago, I think, created an app called the Go Dutch app. And it was specifically for this purpose so that men didn't feel pressured to have to date a woman just thinking that she just wants free food and to be taken out. Okay. And that a woman didn't feel the pressure of having to give it up after a date. I feel kind of sad that our generation has come to this point that we have to have an app for everything. But I think at the end of the day, if he's a true gentleman, if he's a true guy, he really wants to get to know you. Like, don't spend $200 boy, you got a $250 in your bank account. You know what I'm saying? You can go on a nice date and it can not be that much. I think at the end of the day, a woman is going to give up that aura that she's materialistic or that she's going to put out. You know what I'm saying?
But what was the app? Like how
I didn't read all the way into it. I just know that it's an app. I forgot what it does, but it's called Go Dutch app. And it's basically to relieve both the men and the women of the pressures of dating in 2015.
For me, I think more so touching base on the $200 date. Like you said, don't spend $200 if you have $250 in your bank account. I think it's more so the effort of kind of making the best of the night and figuring out like what you can do with that person, where you can go, which is both affordable but something that you both can enjoy. But it is kind of an outrage that it was said by a lot of men on Twitter, like, if I'm spending $200 on this girl, and they use profane words, you know what I'm saying, like on this bitch or on this hoe, I better have sex with her by the end of the night. And that's, to me, is disturbing because I feel like there's no effort being put in anymore. Like, pussy's just too readily available.
But then there are girls who feel.
Don't laugh.
There are girls who feel like, oh, he spent this much on me, so I need to give it up.
That's
True.
And
they create that atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I think it's not determinable upon each woman. Like, I don't tell my personal business on radio, but you know, there's somebody that, you know, I'm talking to, and they asked to come over to my house and have me cook for them, and I told him no.
Right, not yet.
And he was just like, but me and you talk every day. I said, yeah, but we're in the talking stage. That is boyfriend privileges, and you are not there, so therefore you do not get home cooked meals. Now, if you want to take me out, sure, we can go out, you can court me, but he still kept talking to me and talked to me even more because I set that standard. Now, I could have brought him over and been Betty Crocker, cook for him, but no, you're not getting that. Yeah, no, negative.
Curry with the pot. It's crazy that you said that because it's bringing me to something I wanted to tie in that I read on this website that's actually called blackgirlsareeasy.com.
What a name.
And the is literally called blackgirlsareeasy.com. Check it out. It has a lot of very interesting articles on it, but this article is basically speaking and tying into my thoughts about how, quote unquote, hoes are kind of winning. So they made it seem like classy women kind of become the setup for the Netflix and chill. And this is what they said. In this article, he breaks down the difference between a hoe and a slut and why hoes are winning. So hoes have sex for things. Sluts have sex because of things. So he said hoe is much of a cooler word, and many people confuse the two, hoe and slut. So unlike a slut, a hoe isn't going to sleep with a guy because she thinks he's cute or driving something nice. She's going to sleep with him because she's getting broken off with something of value. So hoes will give it up
because he's paying her bills,
or as an investment, or he's like paying something, or
dick is investment now.
Right. I'm talking about the
forget
article.
A 401k or some stocks and bonds.
Where
the dick.
A lot of
going up.
And I'm gonna go with, you know, because I have a lot of successful friends. Went to school, got an apartment, got a job, or variables like that, drive, whatever, and they can't find a man to settle down with. Right. He's saying that while the hoes are winning because they're not giving it up for value, even though medieval times value of pussy versus now value of pussy are two different things. But classy women, they tend to go after like the personality, or he treats me nice, he's cool, whatever, he'll invite you over, you start chilling, and then you get like consumed with the thought that, he's really nice, he really likes me, and you think he's putting in some kind of effort, then you give it up, and then he becomes busy. So in this article, he's basically saying that classy women need to kind of incorporate a whole mentality. Isn't that interesting?
The weird thing is I kind of understand it. I kind of understand it.
I was reading it, and I was like, you're educating me right now. Like, I kind of get it. It's twisted as it is.
As twisted as messed up as it is, I understand it. It's kind of like, you know, you think that you're holding out for 90 days because he really likes you, and he's just like, man, I done waited 36 days. I might as well the other days. Now he probably got something on the side already, and then he hit it and be like, you know what? Just because I waited 90 days, I'm done with you. I mean, everything is a risk and gamble out in this world. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I do agree that sometimes if you do go after someone who has a nice personality and they are such a nice person, you can fall into that trap of, I'll come up to your house or whatever the case may be. But I think at the same point in time, it still all falls on the woman because the woman sets the precedent. If every woman says, no, ain't no guy getting none unless you take us out and you call us beautiful and you bring us roses, then every guy would have to do that because he not getting no pussy nowhere. Because there are girls who be like, yo, I want to make chicken and a small fry for $2.50 at McDonald's, and I'm gonna give it up. And there's a lot of them. I think a lot of guys are just like, I don't have to work that hard for you because I can go out there and get 10 more who gonna throw it back to me.
And in that article, he said that hoes. I hate to keep saying that word hoes, but that's what the article says. That hoes will make you work for it, like give you a little bit, maybe play with your dick in the restaurant, right? Leave you with that. Next day, you like, oh, damn, I want to know, like, she played with my dick kind of good. I want to know, like, what's up? Like, what that like, right? But the whole time in her mind, she already knows what she's doing. Like, all right, I got food. I played with his dick. Now he's going to call me tomorrow. I might not pick up the phone, and then we're going to go out to eat again. Now I'm going to watch to see how many times you could take me out. This is what's in the article. I'm going to watch to see how many times you're going to take me out so I could calculate your funds and know how much money you have, and then know whether or not, while this hoe is doing this to multiple people, because she's weighing out which one's the bigger investment. And then once she picks out who it is, she settles down, and then she got babies, she got money, and then the classy girl got her man working.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a catch-22 because I don't necessarily think that that's just a hoe. Sometimes it's just a player, you know.
True.
I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. There's a lot of guys out there who are hoeing and doing the same thing and getting these, you know, executive women who are loveless and have, you know, cold beds, and they're doing the same thing to them as well. I think what we have to start teaching girls is that it's okay to be sexual. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hate to refer back to this. I remember a couple of months ago, we played the clip from Superhead when she was just saying how, you know, guys want a girl that's a freak in the bed, but then you only want her to have like one partner. It's like, how's she ever supposed to learn how to do all that freaky shit to you?
Put your arms in your legs.
Yeah, like, how she learn how to do that if she ain't never been with other people? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a catch-22. Like I was telling my homegirl, listen, protect yourself. Do you? Don't put it on social media. Don't do two guys in the same crew. Like, that's a little hoish.
That's a train. No.
You know.
If it's at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're talking to one guy on Monday, you're talking to another guy on Wednesday, and they both take you out to dinner, that don't make you a hoe. Like, you get hungry every day. You may want to have 7 guys take you out to dinner every day.
You're trying to figure out
what it is that you like.
You want to settle with. I think that a lot of times, you know, you start liking someone, and then you feel like this is it for this person, and then, you know, you close down with other people, and you don't,
because girls are taught to be monogamous. You find one guy and he meet
3 out of the 8.
3 out of the 8. You like, oh, I'm gonna hold on to him, girl, because it ain't that many out there. Some of them are gay, some of them are in prison, some of them got girls. So I found one good one, and he only got 3 of the 8 or 3 of the 10. So I'm gonna hold on tight to him. Where in a guy, he like, she got 3 of the 10, she got 4 of the 10, she got 6 of the 10. I'm gonna date all of them until I figure out, boom, they all equal my 10. Yeah. And now if girls thought like that, it may even it out.
And it brings me back to Amber Rose and the whole slut walk, and what she was talking about it too. Like, she was basically saying, like, you know, a lot of the times women are called hoes and sluts for certain actions that don't really, like, how do we really truly define what a hoe and a slut is? You know what I'm saying? Like, via this definition on Black Girls Are Easy, you're making it seem like a hoe is just a strategic mathematician.
She's an entrepreneur. She
entrepreneur. Knows her finances. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows how to calculate in her head. Like, you know,
she's smart.
And so I don't know. It's difficult because women get shamed for a lot of things, which kind of puts us in like this very narrow box. And then once we try to step outside the box, we're shamed. So I don't know. It's hard to call, but I will say it does kind of make sense that he said that you should be classy and integrate some whole mentality. It made sense when I read it. I was really that's interesting.
I think that's how women should be. You should be classy in the streets, but you know, behind doors, you do what you do. And I think the only thing that women have to do, protect yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's, you know, contraceptives, whether that's, you know, y'all going to get tested together. And keep your business off social media. If you want to have 3 penises in a week, that's your business. But make sure one is in Harlem, one's in Brooklyn, one's in Jersey. Spread them out.
Or be international.
Be an international thought. That is nothing wrong, because it don't count if it's not on U.S. soil. You'll be okay.
Well, that wraps up our...
I'm just saying.
That was a very interesting relationship reads. That wraps up our relationship reads. Again, if you miss any part of our show, it will be on our SoundCloud. Just search the Penthouse Suite.
Yes.
And you can listen to